Good afternoon, everyone. Hey, it's Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life. Avoid complications, go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted, and we are living, that's right, today, we're living limitless lives. So excited that you're here to join me as we continue our quest for better health. Right. So what we're doing is we are improving quality of life. We are improving uh, your ability to be around for your family, for your friends. We talk about the numbers, right? So we talk about A1Cs and weight and blood pressure and cholesterol. But the ultimate goal is that we are around for those that we love, those that are important to us. So I want to make sure that you are understanding and that you are here in this space working with us and doing the things you need to do for your health. And so we are in another week of fasting. That's right, another week of fasting. And so I'm glad that you're here. Whatever platform you're joining us from, whether that's LinkedIn or Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, of course, here on YouTube, thank you for coming through. If you are joining us for the first time, I want you to go ahead and in the comments, I want you to drop first, right? I want you to drop the word first in the comments so that we know that this is your first time hanging out with us. I've got right in front of me the things that we're going to eat here for our last meal before we get into the fast. So we'll take a look at that here in just a minute. But if you're new, go ahead and put new in the comments also. And if you have questions, go ahead and drop those in because those are things that we want to make sure that we get to so that we can answer those questions for you. And finally, wherever you are, go ahead and drop that in the comments because we want to know where you are so we can give you a quick shout out. I am in You've seen me in this space before. This is in the back of our office, and we've had some renovations going on. And so I'm here in a different kind of spot. So we'll see how it goes here in this space. But thank you for coming through, and thank you for being with us in today. So let's jump right into it. Fasting. So fasting, we're using fasting as a tool, and we are using that tool as a way of correcting our metabolism. Metabolism is the conversion of food into energy so our bodies can function and do all the things it needs to do. Our brain, our hearts, our liver, our kidneys, our muscles, all of those require energy, and fasting is one of the ways, and metabolism is the way of converting that food that we eat into energy. And so one of the most common things that we see in our time, in our era of life, is that we are seeing more and more people who are suffering from metabolic dysfunction, and that is things like blood pressure issues, cholesterol, heart disease, strokes, of course, diabetes, prediabetes, fatty liver, polycystic ovarian syndrome, being obese, metabolic syndrome, and even people who are predisposed to some cancers and what we're terming now type 3 diabetes, which is dementia caused by Alzheimer's disease. And so all of that, those are things that come from how our metabolism gets dysregulated. And so fasting is one of the ways that we're using to right that. In fact, if you've not been with us before, right, we have seen amazing benefits. We have seen amazing community members who are now getting benefit from our 7-pillar health action plan. So if you've not done that yet, you want to make sure that you get on the channel and begin walking through that. In fact, our on the YouTube channel, you'll see two playlists. One is called Start Here, and one is called This Week's Videos. And as you walk through those playlists, you will see pieces of that seven pillar health action plan, and you want to come along walking with us. This week in particular, we're talking about alignment. So are the things you do, are the choices you make, are they consistent with who you say you are? Come on, let's make that point. So the things that you do, the choices that you make, the decisions that you do, that you have, and the places you go, are they consistent with what you say you want for your life? And that is alignment. Alignment is not a confinement. Alignment is not a restriction. Alignment is not punishment. It's not putting you in prison or in a jail. Alignment means simply in this space, are the choices I make, are the things I do, are they consistent with what I say and who I say I am? Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at what I'm going to eat. But first, when I do that, let me see. I see some of our community members out there. So I see Cornelia. Cornelia is saying hello. Let's see, Cornelia, can I put your comment up on this? Let's see if it'll let me do that from this one. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so Cornelia, let's go back down here. Cornelia is saying hello. Steve is saying hello, Cornelia. And then Cornelia says, hi, doctor, and LLG. So Cornelia, thank you for coming through. And Steve, thank you for being there as well. So excited, so I don't have to reach all the way over there. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at what I'm going to eat. And so right now I have, let's see, let's pop this one up. And so as you know, we eat, there you go. And so this is the start of a part of what I'm going to eat. And so right there, you'll see that's a salad that I've put together. And in this salad, of course, there are, you see not bell peppers, but banana peppers. There's some tomatoes, sunflower seeds. Of course, we've got some cheese in there because you know I love cheese. The white stuff you see, there's the salad dressing, that's ranch. And then down below, we've got some lettuce. Okay, so this is a pretty simple one, but let me show you what came in and some of the things that we're going to use to put together with that so that we can enjoy that. And as you know, I typically eat after my meeting with my team. And so then today, let me get this one out of the way. This was what we got. Right. And so there's some steak in there. There's some jalapenos. There's some shaved carrots, red cabbage. And then down below here, you'll see a lot of the stuff that tends to be the things that cause us the biggest problems, right? So there's rice under there. Of course, there's corn. What else? So this is a bowl, right? And it's not in a bowl, but it's in this container, and that's typically what we do when we go to the restaurants. We get whatever's there, whatever we order. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this off to the side a little bit, and so we'll start with the basic salad that I put together, and I went downstairs to the cafeteria and I just grabbed a few things, right? So I didn't spend a lot of time because I want you to understand that you can create your default meal wherever you are. Whether you're traveling, and we traveled recently, whether you are at home, you go to a family member's house, there's some function that's going on. And right now we're getting into that season where a lot of things are going to be happening. You're going to be invited out to somebody's house, to somebody's party. And so you want to make sure that you're able to um, stick to your plan if that is your desire, right? So you don't have to start panicking because you're going somewhere else. What is your default? And we'll come back at some point and we'll do a show where we kind of go through that default again. But the default typically is right? It's the balanced bites. So let's do this. So here's my salad. And then I'm going to bring this off if I can see some of those things in there. I'm going to grab some of the steak, right? Get that over here and put that together, because we're creating this, right? So we're making this based on the things that we have available to us. I like those jalapenos, so I'm gonna actually grab some of those jalapenos that's there. Right, I already have banana peppers, but I like the jalapenos as well. And then this is well, I guess what they call them, is it barbacoa, maybe? So that's shredded steak, shredded beef, if you will. I'm gonna put that in. Now, what I'm not going to get is I'm not going to get the rice because I know that will spike my blood sugar really high. Okay. And so let me move that over so you could see. So left in here, so we've got the rice, of course, we've got the corn. I suppose I could take some of the black beans that are there, but what I have already is a pretty good portion. So let's go over and let's take a look at this. I'm gonna get this out of the frame. And now this is the salad this is what we've created. Okay, so this is what we're created right there. And so that's what we're gonna be eating. Let's walk through it. So balance bites, and let's do this. I'm gonna pull up, and I should have that in here. Okay, balanced bites. So balanced bites. When we talk about balanced bites, all right. So when we talk about balanced bites, this is what we're looking at. Balanced bites means that we are looking at whole foods first. We're minimizing processing, no added sugar, lean protein, healthy fats, starchy and non-starchy vegetables, leaning more towards the non-starchy, tasty and flavorful, and then portion controlled. Right. So that is when we talk about balanced bites. That is the concept that we want you to kind of pay attention to. Let's get that off the screen. And so here is what we're going to be eating. And so let's go ahead and let's jump right into it. Right. So it looks good. And so in this, let's walk through. So whole foods. So most of this is whole foods. Of course, the salad dressing, the shredded beef right there is processed. The cheese is processed as well. And so that is part of the part that's not whole foods, but for the most part, everything else. Lean protein, healthy fats. Well, so let's back up. So lean. So I'm getting ahead of myself. Whole foods, no added sugar. No added sugar is what I was looking for. And so looking at this, right? So not a lot of added sugar in this. Probably some added sugar in the ranch dressing, right? That would be the only place where you should see some added sugar. Processing we talked about already. Lean protein, healthy fat. So I've got the steak. I've got fats in terms of the cheese. There's some sunflowers in there. And I forgot to mention that under the lean protein as well. And now we're moving to starchy and non-starchy vegetables, and not a lot of starchy vegetables in this meal, right? Mostly non-starchy, and that comes in the form of the lettuce that's under there. We've got the tomatoes, we've got the jalapenos, the banana peppers, pretty much it. Portion control, and this looks like a pretty good sized portion. When I say good size, not excessive portion. And also, it is tasty and flavorful. So I haven't tasted it yet, but I'm expecting that it's going to be tasty and flavorful. Okay, let's go ahead and let's dig in to that. And boom, 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 boom. So if you are fasting with us this week, go ahead and drop yes in the comments. I'm pausing because I was looking for a napkin. Drop yes in the comments. Here's some steak. Y'all, this is good. Delicious. So if you're fasting, put yes. And I do see some. Oh, I see. Oh, let me pop this up on the screen. So Jennifer's with us. Let's go back up for a minute. So Cornelia says, yay, steak. And then Jennifer says, howdy y'all, 43 hours into my fast. Libre 2 at 88, feeling fine. Oh, come on, Jennifer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. Right? So we're seeing community members who are having amazing results. Right? So Jennifer is just sharing with us where she is there in terms of her fast. Okay, so let's get back over to here so you can see. All right, so it's a delicious, delicious stuff, y'all. So the question for you is, what is your default meal? When you're traveling, when you go somewhere and things may not work out meal-wise the way you expect, what's your go-to? And I would like to suggest to you that your go-to should be the balanced bites that we talk about, right? Because remember, balanced bites is not just about what do we eat surrounding fasting. It is the way we eat. It's not a diet. It's not a list of foods you should eat or food you shouldn't eat. It's the way that we think about food whenever we're thinking about food, whether that's related to fasting or whether it's related to your non-fasting time, right? Mm-mm-mm. There's some good stuff. So I shared with our community earlier this week that I was traveling, and all of the things I could possibly think of that were triggering showed up on the travel. Right? Whether it was um, deciding to drive to our destination at the last minute, not liking to drive long distances, leaving just enough time to get to our destination for an event, right? So to add the stress of that, driving while fatigued, developing some pain in my legs while we're driving, and then on and on and on and on. All right, so everything showed up in that space. And so the question is, what happens during that time when you are off, quote unquote, your schedule? All right, because we talked about alignment. One of the things that happens in alignment is, or one of the benefits of alignment is that you've already pre-decided just the very tenure of your behavior. You may not know the exact situation, you may not know the exact choice you'll have to make, but you've already decided that my behavior is going to be consistent with where I say I want to go. So as I'm on this trip now, and all of these triggers are showing up, it would be easy to throw my hands up and say, okay, this is what it is. But because I had put some things in place, right, structure, because I had already pre-decided how my behavior was going to enforce and be consistent with what I want, rhythm, right? All of that comes together. Now, that's not to say that you won't encounter situations that you didn't think about or that were kind of odd. You will. But when the structure is there, when the alignment is there, when you've already predetermined what you're going to do or where you want to go, let me say that differently, then things will come up, but they will not destroy the process that you are on or destroy the journey that you're on. So delicious. Okay, remember, once again, whole foods, minimize processing, no added sugar, lean protein, healthy fats, starchy, non-starchy vegetables, leaning more towards the non-starchy, tasty and flavorful, and portion controlled. This right here is so delicious, y'all. So my default meal begins like you saw me earlier when we began. Just my default meal. So if I'm in a situation where if I'm in a place where they don't have the things, quote unquote, that I say I want to eat, okay, all I've got to do is I begin creating my default meal. If we're in a hotel room, if we're at a restaurant, hey, let's start with some lettuce, get some cheese, any kind of beans, any kind of nuts that they have, get some dressing, put some protein on top. Steak, chicken, I don't know, fish, salmon, all of those. Okay? So get your default meal together. All right. So once again, fasting is that tool that we're using to right our metabolism. It is, let me come back over here. It is not a punishment. It is what we do because we want to make sure that we are aligned in our behavior, in the foods that we eat, when it comes to our health and when it comes to our metabolism. So good. Okay, let's go back here. So that's what we have so far. Always, always, always excited when I get to be in this space with you, get to hang out with you, get to see the results, the benefits that you're having in your space and in your metabolism in your life. We will come back and we'll do our check-in, our pop-up tomorrow as we continue our fast. That will be at 24 hours into the fast. We'll do our live tomorrow night, our check-in at 33 hours. Be back on Thursday for a pop-up and then 56 hours check-in. And then on Friday, a complete review of fasting. You get to see what I eat after today, what I eat for the first time in 72 hours. Come on by. Let's celebrate each other. Let's celebrate what's going on. Kudos to you who are starting your fast today. And we go into tomorrow. Kudos to you who have been fasting. Like Jennifer just said that she's actually in her fast already. And she's feeling amazing. Okay. So if you're fasting this week, I want you to just put fasting. Okay. Fasting this week. If you put fasting, I want you to put fasting in there. And I look forward to seeing you as we move through the space, move through the week. Remember, our goal is for you to enjoy your family, for you to enjoy the process of connection, for you to enjoy the grandkids, and for you to see your daughter go down the aisle or walk your daughter down the aisle, for you to see your son take his right place in the world, for you to do with your family the things that you have been working on and learning, and to share with them the wealth of information, the wealth of knowledge, the richness of your life as you pass that on to the next generation. It's not about that number. It's about the people that you touch and the ability that you have to enrich their lives if you are here and if you are healthy. So our goal, all that we do, is with the intention of helping you to show up with your best self, your best health, your best plans, and for you to make those meaningful connections with the people you love. Thank you for being here. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted, and we are living limitless lives. All right, we'll see you in the community. We'll see you in the digital places. Have a great one and live limitlessly, everybody.